Hello everyone, my name is FitterSpace, and today I'm going to be showing you a more consistent way to get out of bounds in enemies Vanquished. So, in my tutorial series I said that this was a really inconsistent glitch that didn't have a setup at the time, or it didn't really have a setup at the time, but it does now, and that's what I'm going to show you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to be in first person mode like this. You press Z twice to do that on the GameCube version. So this is the visual cue. I'm going to pause the emulator so you can see this. But you want to line up the colon on the in-game timer up here with where the dark spot meets this corner. So you see there's this line right here where these two walls meet, and this texture gets cut off right here. So where this dark spot gets cut off by that line is where you want to line up the colon. So if I were to draw a straight line, it would, it would go down from here and it would connect right there. So you want to hold R and just drive into that corner, and you'll go out of bounds. It works almost every time. I'd say like 75% of the time it works. The reason it doesn't work 100% of the time is it depends on the speed that the cop car drives at. So if the cop is driving too slow, he won't be going fast enough to knock you out of bounds. So maybe you can see what that looks like here if this doesn't go out of bounds. So I have the proper angle. Alright, so he was going, I guess I didn't have the proper angle. I thought I did, but he was going fast enough. You saw how far I went. I just went in the wrong direction. So there is one problem with this setup, and that it's different depending on what version of the game you're on. So not only is it different between the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, and the Xbox, but it's also different depending on whether you're playing on the North American or the European versions. So yeah, right there the cop was going too slow. I actually failed the mission too. But the cop was going too slow. You see how I didn't even go up in the air? But I'm playing on the North American Gamecube version. But if you're playing on the North American PlayStation 2 or North American Xbox, those versions of the game run at a different resolution, so the visual cues are going to be different. It's the same setup, it's like exactly the same, but the visual cue that you're going to use is going to be slightly different. So if you're playing on one of those versions, don't do exactly what I'm doing, just try to find an angle that works best for you. If you're playing on the North American GameCube version, you want to do exactly what I'm doing. But since I'm on an emulator, I can show you what the European GameCube version looks like with the setup. So this is the European GameCube version, and instead of using the colon, you want to use the left side of the in-game timer. You see that? Well, I almost did it right there, but you get the idea. You want to line up the left side of the in-game timer with that dark spot instead of the corner. Yeah, you see right here it worked. So, you want to line this up right here, this left side, with that dark spot. See, that's what it looks like when the cop car is going too slow. Did you see how he just barely even pushed me up into the air? I'm not exactly sure what causes the cop car's speed to change. Right there, I didn't have the right angle. You see, I went up in the air, but I didn't land out of bounds. But if you're playing on, like I said, the European version, there's the 3 platforms in North America and the 3 platforms in Europe. So that's 6 different versions that matter as far as I know. Alright, yeah, see, that worked. So that means there's 6 slightly different setups. They're all very similar, but they're all a little bit different. So if you're on any of the other versions besides North American or the European version, you see I'm not as good at the European setup because I don't play on the European version. But if you're playing on the PlayStation 2 or the Xbox version, I would encourage you to look and find your own setup for that, and let me know actually if you find a good setup that works on the PS2 or the Xbox version, and what version you're playing on, if you're playing on the North American or the European version. So please let me know in the comments if you find a setup for those versions as well. That'd be interesting to know. And but yeah, so I hope you learned something from this video, and if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know in the comments. Yeah, you can see this works pretty consistently actually if you do it right. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.